We've all seen these sports betting commercials over the last few years, but this year's March Madness NCAA basketball tournament will have the most online bets placed ever. That's because more than 39 states now allow sports betting online last year. Online sports betting brought in over $11 billion. That's good for the companies in the states. But what about the people? Are they making money from all these bets? Check out this story out of Chicago, where a guy bet on a long shot during the NCAA March Madness tournament. Leave a comment down below on how you feel about sports betting online.
Money is on the line tonight as March Madness begins. The American Gaming Association estimates the college basketball frenzy will bring in $3.1 billion in bets this year.
One suburban dad wants to warn you, though, as he's left feeling ripped off to the tune of $400,000. Our Lauren Victory looks at how his would-be winning bets disappeared right before his eyes.
When I first got back from my second deployment,
veteran Mark Aiello took a gamble on civilian life when he started a family and moved back to the Chicago suburbs.
I've really enjoyed my time in the Navy, and I'm enjoying my next chapter here.
The next chapter looked especially bright a few weeks ago because of basketball.
I was sitting here just looking around at my daughter's toys, and I'm thinking like all the things that I could give her.
It was March 2nd, a Chicago Bulls-Indiana Pacers game scheduled for 4 p.m. About 7 hours earlier, Aiello opened up the sports betting app BetMGM and put money on the matchup.
When you have a little kind of skin in the game, it's exciting.
He placed 4 $500 bets on rebounds and assists by certain players. 6 aspects or legs of the game needed to go his way to win. Listen to his odds of cashing in.
350 to 1 is definitely like hard odds to hit, so it's unlikely. Once the game was over, I was just like, my heart was racing. I was incredibly excited.
Because it was Dad's lucky day. By his math, his winning bets banked $389,000, enough for these tiny toes to go to college.
I was just thinking about my daughter in that moment.
And a moment was about all it lasted.
I looked at my BetMGM app, and I noticed that it looked weird. Like all of the bets were grayed out.
They'd been canceled just minutes before tip-off, as if he never gambled at all. No wagers, no winnings.
It's discouraging and it's confusing and it makes you angry.
You've been there. You know exactly how he felt.
Yeah, it was devastating.
Chris Benton in Virginia saw big dollar signs through BetMGM in 2023, but the company voided his $214,000 payout a few hours later.
They just kept, spamming me with their terms and conditions about the obvious errors clause.
These wagers were voided due to an obvious error.
Aiello got the same explanation. An obvious error of incorrect or inflated odds is what's keeping him from his nearly $400,000 prize. But the Roselle father is confused because he says a BetMGM trader reviewed at least one of his bets before allowing him to place it.
They took a look and said, yes, this is good to go. They didn't cancel him for 7 hours. So I'm wondering where the obvious error was.
What would the correct odds have been?
Yeah, I don't know.
He never got an answer about that. Neither did Benton.
They said because of their mistake, they could do whatever they wanted to.
The Virginia dad took his story public in this CBS Washington, D.C. story. A few weeks after the broadcast, a BetMGM lawyer called.
We've decided to pay your bets out in full.
What changed? CBS News Chicago asked BetMGM multiple times about both obvious error cases, but never got a straight answer. We learned that the company and other sports betting operators do have to explain obvious errors to the Illinois Gaming Board if a customer files a complaint, which Aiello did.
I was really surprised to see that this has happened to other people.
As he waits for the state to investigate, he's toying with the idea of giving up sports betting for good.
Takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, there's no point anymore.
Lauren